are here. Yo, this is Reality Gaze interview with stars of pig royalty.
Stars.
This is Jody Rihn, Kammi Rihn, and Keylie Rihn. Hello, Rihns.
Hey.
I have to, my mama, I was just calling to my mom on the way here. She's like, what are you doing, baby? And I said, we're interviewing the Rihns. And mom's like, oh my God, I love them. Because I got my mom hooked on the show. But I had to ask, is it Rihn? Is it Rihn? I feel like people say it all different ways.
It's Rihn, like green without the G.
Okay. Yeah, because it's German roots. Yeah, because that's what you would, yeah. Got it.
Thank y'all so much for being here.
This is so exciting.
Oh my gosh, we're so excited.
You guys, one thing I want to say, and I've said this since I watched the pilot, and Jody's voice says, the smell of pig shit is different than any shit. And I went, tell me more. Tell me more, pig lady. And I watched the pilot, and I told him, I said, yeah, I thought about we're doing this show as a curiosity. And I went, we have to do this show. This show is like Shakespeare with pigs.
It really is.
And the thing about it is, what you guys were such good TV. I'm fanning. You guys were such good TV, but the production team as well did such a great job of storytelling.
Yeah, they really did.
And we'll talk about this a little bit. But I want to just lead by saying, we found this out from Tyler and from Casey's interview with the producer, Eric, that this show started out being all about the Boleros. And but then they started interviewing you guys and they went, holy shit, there's a lot of story here. And then they re-edited. Sure. And so can you guys talk about that? When did you know you were coming from secondary character to like main families? Yeah.
Well, I think it was a few weeks in because it was kind of sporadic when they would show up. And first, let me say that our crew is amazing. They are amazing producers, amazing sound guys, just amazing. We're so blessed to have them as family. But it was a couple weeks in, and then all of a sudden they were like, can we come tomorrow? Can we come tomorrow? And then, we kind of figured out what was going on and we were going to be more than extras. So I still honestly believe that Michelle thought whenever this aired that we were just extras. So I wish I could have been a fly on the wall and seen their faces when they, it opens up to me talking about pig shit,
More like a fly on the cheetah.
Fly on the cheetah. I wouldn't want to be the fly on the cheetah, though. Sorry.
They'd all be sitting there in that sectional recliner, just sitting there with her and the girls, kind of the court draped around her, cheetah print rugs.
But so you mentioned to us, because we said we hadn't watched the last episode yet. We're recording this on Tuesday, and y'all said y'all are halfway through. And then you said, and then Keylie, you said that y'all are watching as we watch, right? So this was all new to you, right?
It's so juicy. Like, literally, it's insane. It's a nail biter. Like, even though it's us, it kind of doesn't seem real at sometimes. Like, when this first started, I was like, there is no way in hell that Discovery Channel is sending a crew out to film My Family. Like, no, that doesn't happen. Like, if you would have told me when I was 9 showing and had no idea what the hell we were doing, I'd call you a liar.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But no, it's insane. It's bizarre. I think what it was, my friends would come to me and be like, Kammi, what is it like? What do you experience? Has it been everything you wanted and more? Is it real? And I was like, honestly, as I watched the first episode, it's like a movie I've never seen before. I said it all. I was there. I did it all. And I should know what's coming next. But every time I'd sit on this couch and be shaking in my boots because I had no clue what to expect next. And I think it all stems down to, and in Eric's podcast, I think with, did y'all do that with Eric?
No, Casey.
Casey did. Mm-hmm. He was explaining how they were making up the story. But that's the thing. They sent in producers that also had no clue what this industry was either. So we kind of had to tell them, like, this is what we do. This is how we do it. And this is how we want it done. And they would just be like, okay, we're just gonna film. We don't know either.
But they know how to show pigs now. We did teach them.
Yeah, we coach them as well, which is odd because they still to this day can tell you that they know nothing, but I know deep down they know a lot more than they give.
You learn this. We feel like extras watching the judge. I'm like, that pig's head's not up.
I'm like, they need to drive. They need to hit that hole.
Find that hole.
They need to find the hole.
Find that goddamn hole.
Yes. I still want to do a whole segment where I'm trying to keep his head up and I'm doing that.
I'm not going to let
Hopefully we'll do a live show where maybe we can put a little bow around you. Yes.
Well, I'll just come to your place and y'all can show us.
We'll give you some knee pads. Great. It's fine.
Did you get, what was it like? Were you always aware of the camera, or did that drop away? Or did you forget, like, especially like in some of these emotional scenes, like, you know, Keylie finally was like, take the mic off. But like y'all, it really seemed like y'all just forgot they were there.
That's what you have to do. Like in the first 2 episodes or so, I caught myself looking at the camera and I looked like an idiot. I'm like, why was I looking at the camera? Like, I look weird. And so now I've just learned to like kind of completely ignore it and kind of just do what I do because like, it looks more natural.
Everything that you see on TV, and I know there's other people saying different things, that bad editing or whatever, that's bullshit.
That's real.
Every single thing you have seen on TV
of us, of us
is 100% real.
Yeah.
We can't speak for everybody else, but I mean, in the morning when we'd wake up and we knew we were filming, I would tell everybody, don't say anything you wouldn't say in anybody's face. And everybody's always watching, regardless if you're on the toilet or you're out in the pig barn, they're going to hear you and they might just see you too. So just, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of weird having a microphone on and peeing. So we always do this. Hey, Annie, do you hear my pee? Do you hear my pee?
And I don't know, but I am very good at burping. So my audio of just my burps alone is probably disgusting.
It's a whole clip.
But they sound great.
There you go. Can I ask just some background? First of all, you guys just tell a little bit. We were, this was right before we were recording, but you guys are just kind of reeling with, you've just had something happen to your house, an act of God, a tornado. Can you guys just tell us how you are?
Yeah, we're doing all right. I was in Uvalde when it all happened, and I was watching the storm pass over, and Mom had called, and I thought it was just a phone call. You know, she was going to update that, you know, the storm had already hit them, and it was traumatizing to hear not only my mom screaming, but both of the kids screaming, and Dad, I could hear the fear in his voice as well, and it sounded like a war zone. It was really traumatic, and I was 30 minutes away, but even in that 30 minutes, there was nothing I could do. Yeah. There was nothing anyone could do, and so it was traumatizing, but all in all, everything that happened is replaceable. And I'm just glad that the lives are all okay and that all of the animals are okay. Cause that's all it really boils down to. Materialistic things don't matter that much to me, but the people do.
And and one thing that I noticed is, you know, we've all said if the house catches on fire, this is what I'm going to grab. And this is what I'm going to do. All that shit goes out the window. Yeah. Like, you don't fucking care about the jewelry box or the gun, or like, I just wanted to because the cell hit us and then there was another one coming. I'm like, Josh, we're getting the fuck out of here. I am not staying here. We're leaving. Yeah. So we tried to go down the road and there was a damn tree in the road. So we actually rode out the second part, but you know, everything we have is destroyed, but we have each other. So that's just a blessing in itself.
Lives can't be replaced.
That's right.
But everything
else
can.
And you guys were talking about tornado. Exactly.
Manu.
This is probably his first tornado.
This shit doesn't, we don't have cantaloupe size hail in Spain. Where the fuck am I? Bless his heart.
That's what he said. We don't have this in Spain. We're very glad.
I think that's been his catchphrase the entire time he's been here. But you guys
don't have that in Spain.
Yeah, just to clarify, you were hit by tornadoes, and which is a very Texas, Oklahoma thing. Even though I grew up in South Carolina, we had a lot of tornadoes.
It's crazy because the same day that the tornado hit our house 2 years ago, me and Mom were in Oklahoma at nationals for FFA, and we were
There was
literally
tornadoes all around
Yeah.
us the same exact day. It was unreal.
Wow.
Summer in Oklahoma and Texas. It's all about tornadoes.
Yeah, I'm ready to move to the Caribbean. Screw this shit.
Screwed it. Now I have to ask. I think it's ironic that Kammi is sitting in the middle of y'all as we do this interview, because I do feel like we've often called Kammi kind of no offense to the other two, but the kind of the voice of reason in the Rihn family. And because y'all talk about this, but Jody and Keylie, y'all are a lot alike. And we
are the same person.
Yeah.
We see it more and more. And like, how is it? So seeing this kind of dynamic, has it changed your relationship or bettered it in any way of the three of you to see it? I think it's a different thing to see like, oh, I'm trying to talk to mom. Mom's trying to talk to me. We're the same person. We're just both crying and yelling. And then like, and Kammi's trying to fix it like in the middle. Like, how has that changed your, if at all, your family dynamic?
Just in the last week alone.
Well, but I think the tornado had a lot to do with that too. Just calling your child and telling them you love them and goodbye, thinking you're going to die. Like all the bullshit between Keylie and I is just
it's gone.
It's gone.
Kammi's raising her hand like, I have an opinion.
I'm ready to speak. So here's the thing.
I'm already crying.
I have already been trying to explain to them, look, the only reason y'all fight is because you're too much alike. And they were we're not alike. We are not alike all the time. And then they see it for themselves.
Yeah,
and I'm
can't lie.
Ding, ding, ding. The light went off. Here we are. You know, and I figured it out. It's down to the science now. I have each one of them all figured out in the household. If I can have one inside and one outside and I can tell them two different things, then they're on the same page because it's just in the different wording. I can't say to one what I'd say to the other. You know, I figured it out.
Kammi's a born producer, y'all.
You are. I feel like
born producer.
Well, I feel like Kammi is such her dad.
Yeah.
She's so
He talks a little more than he does, though.
Yeah. Can I ask?
As he's listening to us right now.
How did you guys get in? I'm sure Jody, probably you were involved in it and you got your kids involved, but how did you get into showing pigs? What's your background with that?
So I grew up very, very, very poor. I mean, I remember going without food. I remember my mom in HEB crying because I wanted a donut and we only had enough money for beans and salt. So I did not get to show. So I admit it, like I'm living my dreams through my kids genuinely because I wanted to do it so badly. And we as a team, not only do we show, but we make it possible for those kids who grew up like I did, that don't have anything, that can't afford a pig, can't afford to feed. We make sure they get a pig and they can get their feed, and that's what's most important about this. You know, it's all about the
kids. We did have one bit that I think we've already had requests for the merch for it, where when someone who shall not be named speaks and all of a sudden turns into a giant fire-breathing pig and screams, "It's all about the kids!"
Well, because
it's all about the kids.
We think that will happen because we haven't seen the last episode yet. So, but we want Nugget to come over to the Rihn family show so badly. Just really for Nugget, because we love that kid and we love his mom, and we think that Michelle would completely lose her shit.
We would love nothing more than to have Nugget in the Texas flag. And like I said, we were watching right before we connected the Zoom meeting, and literally we all cried.
It's gonna make you cry.
Like
it's
he made
sad.
us cry.
It's emotional.
And I want you to know that child is an amazing person, and him and Cannon are great friends, and it shows they do throw the football together.
Yeah.
You know, that's very important to have fun, but have good competition too.
Yeah.
So
both your kids, that's so good to hear. I think both Cannon and Nugget really showed themselves to be, and Cannon would, because from what we've seen, I can relate to him a lot because I'm a very competitive person, like you guys all are, because what I was rewarded for growing up was I felt like that was kind of connected to my worth. and it makes sense to do that. I was a musician, and I would enter piano competitions, and that's what I was obsessed with that. And I would beat myself up if one person beat me, and I would take it really personally. And so I see that a lot in him when he doesn't win something, because he's wanting so much not to disappoint anyone. And
Right.
I never realized that was all kind of in my mind. That was what was made up in my head. It takes time. Yeah.
And I think he feels that way too, but I'll tell you, if he stops crying, we're going to have a problem. Like, he is so passionate, and I don't want to discourage him from crying. Like,
no, you support.
You guys
that.
are doing the right thing. You guys
He's
are
12 years old.
Where did that come from in canon? Like, because obviously you're all competitive, but okay. Cause what canon has, like, or maybe y'all were like this when y'all showed pigs too, when you were younger, but canon is like, we've talked about, like, y'all talk about winning, obviously, but like, it is a bit one-sided, where kind of, you do hear a lot from the Boleros. It's not about doing your best. It's about just winning. And y'all incorporate, we want to win, but we want to show up. We want to work hard. It's kind of more about but canon, is that just something that I feel like he didn't get that from, like, when I got emotional when Josh has that conversation with him on the tractor, because my father didn't have, I have a great dad, but my father didn't have conversations like that with me. And so where did canon get that from, that this just intense perfectionism?
I think it started when he was a very small child. He was very
really
OCD, very much so.
I could see
you
that.
can move something a quarter of an inch and he's going to realize it. He couldn't have his shirt wet, nothing. So I think when it became into stock show and sports, he's like this with everything. He messes up in a baseball game, it's the same reaction. Basketball, same reaction. So I think it's just more of he knows his abilities.
And he holds himself to a
very high standard.
Yeah,
because he knows how good he is.
Yeah, and so he doesn't mean to screw up, but as soon as it doesn't work out in his favor, he thinks he did. So then it's his fault, essentially, which we try to tell him, it's not your fault. It wasn't your day. It was somebody else's day. And I think he just is too hard on himself. But I don't think that there's another way to raise a kid to be competitive other than that, because I feel that shows heart. I feel that shows compassion. I feel that shows responsibility. And I also feel like it shows competitiveness in a true, genuine child nature. I don't want him to be punching things. I don't want him to, be hitting. I would rather him sit there and be down and be a little upset.
Yeah. I think you just said something, Kammi.
Y'all are good people. I'm emotional.
A lot of times, especially little boys, we're only allowed to have one emotion, that's anger. Mm-hmm. And that raises really stunted emotional men. And if you, at least you guys have, you encourage him to communicate.
I'm the most impressed with Josh in that men of his age in Texas. I know. He's like I think Josh is like the Renaissance man of Renaissance. I did. Renaissance man of fucking Texas.
Renaissance man. No, he is amazing. And like y'all have said in the past, like, he keeps me centered, and he does. And more than anything, he is an amazing dad, and not only to Cannon, but especially to Brandon. Like, that relationship now is crazy. Oh. The turnaround we've seen in Brandon, and like, Kammi, a lot of videos of Brandon will just walk over and grab Cannon and hug him.
We've brought out his soft side. Yeah, and I feel like Brandon was getting to that point, like y'all were talking about in previous podcasts, that he's at that teenage boy stage where he's harder than everybody else, and I'm popular and I don't care. And I feel like when he comes here and we hug him and we tell him that we love him,
and there's emotion.
Yeah, we offer to make his plate and stuff like that, and he doesn't have to be so manly. It's starting to bring out that kind side that I know he has. He just doesn't like to show it as much.
Yeah,
we love the tykes. We love the tykes.
They're amazing. Mandy's been my friend forever and ever and ever, and I love her. They're my sisters. I'm so blessed to have them in my life, and Tyler too.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the Cannon Whisperer, as we call him.
I want to also talk about this kind of vagabond refugee family you've established with pig shows. I love it because it could not be further from a certain other family's version of that.
But also from what we experienced as little gay boys in the South.
Yeah, it's nothing was like this.
And not even talking about but like for everybody. I mean, you have an exchange student, like and I guess I think this comes from Jody and Josh, like what is it in you that told you, I'm not going to judge people, and we're not only going to not judge them, but support them?
Okay, so that goes back to my raising. Growing up poor, I didn't have a dad in the family. I kind of raised my mom, my brother, my sister. So my perspective is I'm trying to be that person to any kid who needs that person that I needed back then.
Yeah.
So our door is open. I mean, any given day, there's 15 kids here.
Literally.
We're feeding them. They all call me mom. I need to be that person for those kids that were like me growing up. So that, Tyler being gay doesn't matter. The Tykes being lesbians doesn't matter. Like Mandy was married before to a man, and Kristen was engaged to a man, and they just fell in love. And
love is love.
Love is love. And their love story is beautiful. And Tyler, like, we don't see his gay. But I will say something, though. I'm going to embarrass her. Tyler said that if she would date him, he would be straight.
You know what Tyler did
But
say?
Kammi's too smart.
I did say, when we were doing a lightning round, I think we mentioned Kammi, and he went, she's hot. So Kammi, it's always there for you. I may not be what you want. May not be. He might just wear your heels. Might.
Dude, no, honestly, I don't know if y'all noticed in the little like walkout we had, our little red carpet scene.
Yeah.
I was in like old Jordache jeans, kind of like old 80s jeans, dude shoes, t-shirt. My hair wasn't even flat iron. I had basic makeup on. I was like, nah, dinner, whatever. Tyler walks up in a button-up floral t-shirt, black ripped skinny jeans, and heels.
6-inch heels.
This is not this. We either need to switch or you need to tone it down because I'm looking way too far on the opposite end of the spectrum here. But I didn't mind, express yourself. But he's
something else
for sure.
Yeah. Cool. So, do we want to try a lightning round? Do you have?
I have one more question. I just
want
to ask.
Can I just want to get a couple of things across real quickly, if that's okay.
Sure.
No, I was actually going to say, like, is there something you wanted to say that hasn't been said?
Yes. So McRib, McGriddle, what's the other one?
McChicken.
All right. I just want to clarify that McCall is an amazing human.
Yeah.
She is amazing. And everybody's kind of got it messed up with ages. She is actually the oldest, but
okay.
That girl, I've been in contact with her. She's checked on us after the storm, and she's an amazing, amazing person that we love very, very much. And then one other thing that
period, full stop.
But another thing that y'all talked about in episode 7, where I'm pissed off that Michelle didn't show up. So I have personally had serious back problems. I've had a spinal fusion. I'd had my tailbone removed. Like, I live in pain every day. So that's where my mindset was. Like, I'm here and I'm in pain, but I get up every morning and I do it all over again, and it's all for the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense, because we did say, we're like, wow, Jody was really like, I don't care if this trigger is hurt.
Yeah.
She should show. But now that's the beauty of being able to see the other side. You're like, oh,
right.
See, that was editing. I think when you say people are trash on TV, that's not editing.
I think that's
a horrible person.
That's the thing about editing, you guys. You can't edit someone into saying something they didn't actually say. So,
well, like I said, they just called us idiots, and then calling Kammi fucking pathetic. What?
Yeah.
And honestly, when she had the conversation with Michaela McKenzie, I tried to join that conversation, and I'm the more assertive, loud,
no shit, Keylie.
Yeah, we got that.
And
Loud and clear.
But now, after we're idiots and pathetic and white
Trashy.
trash, I would
Yeah.
like to share words with them at one point, eventually.
Yeah.
There'll
Kammi,
be
what
a
was
time
that
for
like for you to watch that? Because you had that conversation with them, and then did you leave and thinking it went well?
I gasped when it happened. I went,
Like, what was that? Walk us through. Sorry, y'all. This is going to be a long interview. We got to know T. What was that like for you, that experience having a conversation with Mackenzie and
Michaela.
That's
McChicken and McRib.
McRib. Okay.
So here was the thing. We had talked about approaching the girls, and I thought it was going to be the 3 girls, and then us 3 sisters, me, Keylie, and Tyler, could go up and also have like an equal conversation. We'd all have, it would be an equal playing field in a neutral position.
They wouldn't feel attacked
Yes.
or
So that was the plan going into it. And day of, Keylie was already like there. She was already at a 10, and I was more at a 2. And I was like, I can control this by myself, So
Yeah.
I approached. I said what I needed to said, and I allowed them to speak their truth if they were willing. And all I got was, nothing,
it's
everything's
fine.
okay. Which, if that's the way you want to go about it, that's fine. But I really was not expecting when I walked off for
it to be that.
that reaction to come out of their mouth. And then when asked about it, they
They
didn't,
deny it.
they didn't want to admit to it. You're stepping on me. They didn't want to. They didn't want to admit to it, and that's what kind of bothered me most. Is because if you're going to sit there and tell me that nothing's wrong and that it's between the parents, and I walk away and it's a completely different person, that doesn't sit well with me. Now, if that's how they want to take it, that's fine. But I no longer feel the need to attempt to clear the air again. I gave you your opportunity. I'm not going to get
Send it to
anything
all
out
of
of it, and at this point, I just can't change it.
I just feel like we've been nothing but nice and
Complimentary.
genuine. And like at the beginning of this, like when in episode 1, we were like, they're beautiful girls, like we knew each other growing up. That was all genuine, and I meant it. They are beautiful, but the disrespect does kind of get to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and we're still trying to figure out what the hell Michelle's mad at me about.
yeah,
Like, what
I
is
still
she
don't
on
know
TV?
either.
It started when I spoke to Justin Kane, and I was genuinely, he had showed in
Old
showmanship,
timers.
old timer showmanship the week before, and I was like, hey man, he's a tall guy,
he is.
and it's hard for a tall person to show a pig. So I genuinely was just telling him, hey, you did a good job. And then he was like, do you want to meet the girls? And I'm like, yeah, come on,
Yeah.
So it started there. And then what you see when I walked up to her at her show was all that was said. There has been nothing else said. And
What you've seen.
and we're clueless. Like, I have no idea what she's mad at me. No clue. I don't know what I need to apologize for. If y'all figure it out, please let me know.
I think she's made up a lot in her head, possibly. I
think Tyler called it when he said there's a lot of hurt there.
Yeah.
That, we love Brene Brown, and she talks about hurt people. So not that that's an excuse, but there's obviously that. Is there?
Yeah.
So we'll do one last question. I'm sorry. It's just, I've loved. Is there, for the 3 of you, is there anything you would have done differently in all of this?
Been less emotional, but that's just me.
Fine, honey.
That's you, girl.
That's you.
I haven't said or done anything on TV that I wouldn't have done in front of anyone. I have no regrets. I'm super proud of my family. They are genuinely good people, and I'm just blessed to have raised good humans.
Actually, I take it back. I'm glad that I was emotional.
There you
That
go.
really does show.
That is Kammi.
I have emotions.
That's so Keylie. I love that. So Keylie. Like, I'll take it back. Just kidding. I love it. I love you. That's awesome.
Yo, let's do a lightning round. So we're just going to say a person's name and just one word.
Thank you.
One word. Any of you can
I'm
answer.
scared.
No, it's fine. There's no test. Manu.
I'm
Kind
going
heart.
first. Perfect.
Oh, I love
What's your
that.
word?
Mine is kind-hearted.
That's 2 words.
Mine is son.
Son.
like-
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see. We'll do.
What about Nugget?
Handsome.
Love.
Stuck. Like, I want to just take him out. I
Yeah.
feel like he's stuck.
Yeah. Tyler Parrish.
Extravagant. Bizarre.
Obnoxious.
You know,
He knows it.
he'd probably admit that.
He'd be like, girl, it's
No,
true.
he knows it.
It's true. It's true.
Josh.
Dad. Role model.
I'm speechless.
Aw.
Ooh. Incredible.
Should we?
Discovery Plus might make us take it out, but we have to. Michelle Bolero.
Horrible.
Crickets.
I horrible. Fake. That's mine. I'm just gonna go with diabolical.
I plead the fifth.
Good for you. What be the bigger person? You guys, I'm not a fan of a lot of people. I'm huge fans of yours.
Yes, very much.
I said
We're
this
huge
was
fans of y'all.
thank you. This is my favorite show of 2021. And I'm a bitch and I'm really picky about things.
He's very much a bitch. But
yeah.
And we when the world opens up, which it's starting to, we definitely plan on doing live shows, and we'll definitely be in your area. I mean, I'm from Ardmore, which is Southern Oklahoma, and my boyfriend's from Austin, so we're in your neck.
Well, y'all
of
are going
woods.
to a pig show with us. That is.
I want
no
to so
question.
much.
I want to
And
go.
I'll have you a bodyguard. Like nobody will mess with you standing by me. I promise.
No, I trust you. You guys.
I will gladly wear the Texas flag and
Me
walk around
too.
with y'all.
Me too.
Yeah.
It'll make my Texan mother proud. She was always sad I was born in Oklahoma.
There you go.
I'm sad you were born in
I
Oklahoma.
kind of am too.
Anyway, thank you guys so much. You're
We
a
love you
joy.
so
we
much.
we so hope you get a second season. We're
Yeah.
very, very excited.
Tell everybody where they can
Yeah,
find
us
you
too.
before you hop off. Where can people find y'all?
So I am on Instagram at Kammi Rihn as well as TikTok. Other than that, I'm kind of
I'm on Facebook, Rihn Show Pigs. That Josh and I kind of share that one. I have an Instagram that's Jody Carson Rihn. Josh has a TikTok.
I have an Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and they're literally all the same thing. So you won't have too much trouble finding me at Keylie Alexis.
All righty. You guys,
Thank you.
love the
so
ring.
much. Love the ring.
We will sweet. See you later.
Ah!